historic meeting between Pope Francis and Russian Orthodox Patriarch Kirill took place in Havana airport this morning. This was the first meeting between a Catholic pontiff and a Russian church head for almost 1,000 years, when the western and eastern branches of Christianity split. In a joint declaration, they expressed their sorrow about the wounds from conflicts between Christians and urged the world to protect Christians from persecution in the Middle East. The Pope has now arrived in Mexico for a 5-day visit. The Apostolic Nuncio in Croatia, Archbishop Alessandro Derico, has said in an interview that the aim of Pope Francis's decision to set up a commission of experts from the Catholic and Serbian Orthodox Church to discuss whether Croatian Cardinal Alojzije Stepinac should be made a saint was to build a culture of dialogue. He added that the pontiff personally thinks that there is no controversy about the figure of Stepinac. The International War Crimes Tribunal in The Hague has announced that a verdict in the case of the former Serb paramilitary commander Vojislav Šešelj, who is accused of war crimes committed in Croatia, Bosnia and Vojvodina, will be reached on the 31st of March. The Serbian authorities have been ordered to take all necessary steps to ensure the presence of the accused at the sentencing, and Belgrade has until the 15th of March to inform the tribunal of any eventual difficulties it might have in implementing that court order. Šešelj was provisionally released from custody at the Hague Tribunal in November 2014 for health reasons. The 52nd Munich International Security Conference is continuing, with the refugee crisis and the war in Syria topping the agenda. Some 30 heads of state or government and more than 70 foreign and defence ministers are attending, including President Kolinda Grabar-Kitarović and Foreign and European Affairs Minister Miro Kovac. President Grabar-Kitarović is scheduled to speak about Croatia's experience of the refugee crisis, while this afternoon both Croatia's President and Foreign Minister will participate in a panel discussion on further Euro-Atlantic integration. Finance Minister Zdravko Marić, while attending a meeting of EU finance ministers in Brussels yesterday, announced that the government was thinking of presenting this year's state budget on the 10th of March, emphasising that his plan was to keep the budgetary deficit close to 3% of the country's GDP. Marić also spoke with the EU Commissioner for Economic and Financial Affairs, Pierre Moscovici, about the government's efforts to stabilise the country's public debt. Zlatko Komadina, SDP Vice President and a candidate in the party's leadership contest, has spoken out on Croatian radio about a behind-the-scenes war being conducted within his party. He has complained that certain party organs are favouring the incumbent leader Zoran Milanovic, pointing out that there is no point in having a leadership contest if there isn't a fair fight. Sport, and in the Croatian Football League, Rijeka beat Zagreb's Lokomotiva 2-0. The win means that Rijeka currently leads the table 1 point ahead of Zagreb's Dinamo. Today, Osijek play Istra and Hajduk face Slaven Belupo. On Sunday, Inter Zaprešić host Split and Zagreb take on Dinamo at home. And in tennis, Croatia's top player Marin Cilic was defeated in the quarter-final of the ATP tournament in Rotterdam last night. He lost to the German Philipp Kohlschreiber for a score of 6-3, 3-6, 4-6. This afternoon's forecast calls for at least partly clear skies in most regions, with a little more rain possible mainly in northern regions. In the evening and during the night, more clouds and rain will arrive from the west, with snow expected in higher areas. There will be a light to moderate northwesterly wind on the coast, while in the evening there will again be a moderate to strong southeasterly yugo and southwesterly wind. Highest daily temperatures will be between 5 and 10 degrees Celsius inland and between 9 and 14 degrees on the coast. On Sunday, it'll be changeable and warmer inland with occasional rain, especially in the second half of the day in western regions. More cloud and rain is expected at the beginning of next week, which, with a drop in temperatures, will see snow in western regions, especially in mountainous areas. On the coast, there'll be rain on Sunday, which will be more frequent during the afternoon and heaviest in northern regions. It will continue to be changeable and unstable next week, with heavier downpours in places. There'll be a moderate to strong southeasterly yugo wind, while on Tuesday there'll be a northeasterly Bura wind in northern regions.